Alright everybody, today I'm going to be seeing if I can do an alignment at home with two tools that I bought online. Now the first tool is going to be this camber gauge. This is basically just a bubble level that you stick onto your brake rotor and it tells you what the camber is. Now the second tool is from Vevor, I don't know how you say it. Basically it comes with these two plates that you put on the outside of your tires. It comes with those two measuring tapes. And with that, you can measure your toe. Once I get it done, I'm actually going to take it to a tire place and have them do an alignment, and we'll see how close I am to getting this correct. A while back, I lifted the front of my truck to level it off, and it's caused some excessive wear on the outside of my tires. So that's part of the reason I'm doing this whole alignment today. So when I stick the camber gauge on, it's showing that it's about 0.25 negative, which is pretty close to what it's supposed to be. From what I've read online, it should be about negative 0.3 degrees. So we might be able to go a little bit more, but it's not too far off. Let's check the driver's side. On the driver's side, it's showing positive about 0.25 degrees camber. Now one thing to take into consideration, I don't think my driveway is perfectly flat. And so that could be affecting some of these readings. Now I did buy this kit that's supposed to make it easier to adjust the camber on your truck. So I'll go ahead and get this installed and then we will start making adjustments. I got those camber adjustment bolts in. That should allow us to adjust the camber. When I put those camber adjustment bolts in, I tried to leave them right about what looked to be neutral. And I'm right at about negative 0.5 degrees camber. I think I'm going to leave that on this passenger side. So on the driver's side, I'm currently showing right at 0. Because the driveway is not completely level, I think this will actually give it just a little bit of negative camber. So I'm going to leave this side right here. Now that I got the camber set, I'm working on the toe. And the way this tool works is you set this plate at the base of each tire and you run that measuring tape all the way down from one side to the other on both, and it gives you a measurement that you read right here on the front and back of the tire, and then you take the difference between those two measurements and it gives you the degrees that you're looking for. There's a specific chart right here on the tool. I'm looking for about 0.2 degrees, which is going to be just a little over 1/16 of an inch. So looking at the front tire, I'm about 77 inches and 11/16. If I come look at the back tire, I'm at 78 and about 11/16. So I'm about an inch on the toe in, which is way too much. So I'm gonna have to get under the truck and adjust the tie rod ends. So I'm gonna adjust the toe out. Right now the tires are kind of like this. My goal is to get them more straightened. You want them just a little bit toe in, but not much. Now the key to when you're adjusting the toe is that you want to adjust both sides the same amount so it stays equal. After turning the tie rods a couple turns, back tape, it's right about 78 inches and 9/16. And the front is actually very close to about 78 and 9/16 as well. If anything, I could probably adjust them a little bit more to go just a hair toe in, but I'm kind of sick of messing around with it, so I'm gonna leave it for now. I think it'll be fine to drive around for a day or two, and then I'll get a professional alignment and we'll see how close this is to where it should be. So I recently started working on editing this alignment video, and I've already gone in and got my truck aligned after I tried to do my alignment at home with these different tools. However, it's been a couple months since I did that, and to my disappointment and probably to yours, I cannot find the paper that they print out when you go in and get your alignment done. I wanted to show you what it was at before they did anything, just to see what it was looking like, you know, with the tools that I used. But from what I remember, it was actually pretty close. Usually when you're doing the alignments, they kind of have a range that you're supposed to be in. I don't remember if I was 100% in that range, but I do remember thinking that it was actually pretty close. I was surprised at how close it was. And I also kind of wanted to give you my final conclusion on this. I think you can get a pretty accurate alignment with these tools. However, it comes at the cost of a lot of work. You're going to be going under your vehicle probably 5 to 10 times or whatever it takes to get it just right, because you're going to make these little adjustments. You don't know what's going to happen until you go back and measure it. So that means jacking up the vehicle, climbing under there, making the adjustment, letting it down, remeasuring, doing that over and over again until you have it just right. I probably could have done mine even a little bit more, but I just got tired of it. After about 3 or 4 times of climbing under the vehicle, I was just kind of over it. What you may want to consider is how often are you truly going to need an alignment on your vehicle. If it's your daily driver that, isn't under any extreme circumstances, you can go years without an alignment and you're going to be fine. However, if you have like a project car or something that you take to the track, maybe you're working on it, lifting it, changing tires, changing suspension setups, things like that. Any of those types of situations where things are changing frequently, and when you make those changements, the alignment's changing, it might be a good option. For something like that, I think these kind of tools would be a good resource for you. The last thing that you may want to consider as well, if you were as disappointed as I was that I wasn't able to show you what the numbers were on the alignment, you got to consider that if you're doing this yourself, you're not going to know what the numbers are either once you're done with it. The only way you're going to actually know the real numbers is if you go in and take it to a shop or somewhere that they can tell you those. If this leaves you a little anxious, it may not be the thing for you to do. But as always, I just want to thank you for watching, and remember to like and subscribe to the channel.